Hey everyone,
This is Mukul.
and this is Swapnil.
Welcome to Going Slow podcast, where we discuss our product journeys.
And also have casual discussions around life, universe, and everything in between.
Hello. Welcome to episode 13 of Going Slow podcast. Hey Swapnil, how's it going?
Hey Mukul, yeah, everything is pretty good. Over to you. How has your week been?
Yeah, it was pretty decent. It was mostly relaxing. There was definitely some high priority work we had to do, but it was not stressful. So it was pretty well balanced work like week. So we are now starting to focusing a lot on partnering with other apps to have deeper integration with our apps. So yeah, I mean there were mostly discussions around those terms, and we'll be looking forward to have more integrations in the future.
Interesting. Can you go deeper into one of those integrations that you're exploring?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I'll give a simple example. For example, our app is appointment booking, like appointment booking app in Shopify. So, when someone uses our app, they can take for their products. So, for example, if you're selling like yoga classes or some consultation, they can use our app to make sometimes available, charge for it, and have reminders, confirmations sent for them. So there are a few integrations we are looking forward to do. One is very simple. It's with the app which does subscription. So for example, there are many apps in Shopify which does subscription. So for example, if you want to take like coffee subscription, so every month you will get 5 coffee delivered to you, and they will charge you like $50, $60 per month, something like that. So our first integration, I would say, is appointment subscription. So for example, if you you will have recurring appointments by Appointo and the recurring subscription by that subscription app, and these two apps will talk with each other and will make sure that if customer is uh, subscribed, then he will receive recurring appointments. So that's like the basic gist of integration we are working with. So we are trying to extend our app's functionality, and in a way trying to acquire users, like I would say trying to increase the funnel for acquisition. Like currently we get a lot of customers from Shopify app store, so it will be like a small increase in funnel where if you are using this subscription app and if you are looking forward to take appointment subscription, then you can do that through that flow.
Got it. And how does the partnership work? Like, what do you get? What do they get?
It's same, like for example we are getting is like deeper integration with the app, like, and a relationship to start with. Like for example, we are in discussion with other apps, so there is like partnership, and there is also like co-marketing things. Like we in our blog post will have something written for them, and in their blog post they will have something written for us. So it's like a partnership kind of thing, also a chance to I would say grow your app, like increase the apps per, so that you could say that hey, we not only just give this but we also have some extensive functionalities, and also it helps in like increasing the funnel for user acquisition.
Okay, and like, do you like share revenue?
No, we don't share revenue. So I think it's totally optional. You don't have to share revenue and stuff. It's mostly, I would say, based on the presence. So for example, our appointment app Appointo has like around 90 reviews, so it shows that that app has been in the business for a long time and it's doing good.
Right.
It's 5 stars. It's 5 star rated, so it shows that it has a good whole ecosystem in place, like support, app, and all those things. So it like basically builds that reputation, and then you can partner with other apps, and then it also increases that reputation in that way. Like hey, like this app partner with this other app, so it's like a
Right.
win-win in all scenarios.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. So, yeah, So you're like building trust with every new integration that you do.
Yes, yes, yes. Building trust, building, I would say, professional relationship with other partners. So yeah, I don't think it has like a instant return. It's like a
Mm.
long game kind of.
Yeah, yeah. We love long games. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like you have done everything to have those instant gains now. Like, you have like now done everything you can to get those instant things you want. Like, whatever features you can build to increase this, to have that kind of subscription, you have built it. Now, next is like, what next? Now, next is doing those long term things which will pay off in. Which may or may not pay off in long term. So it must be similar, right? Like, you try out 10, 20 different things, and actually only one or two of those work and 18 of those fails. So something like that.
Very true. I think the long term thing is pretty spot on. I can relate to it with our team as the last week. So like this week, we had the lowest meetings ever in any week so far. And I think the majority of that can be attributed to the fact that now the team has like full context of everything. So, of course, initially it felt like we talked a lot to share the context around the problem that we're solving. But with time, now the returns are sort of paying off with where every team member is doing things on their own. And yeah, I think this is again like a long term game. Like returns are uh, coming in, and now we have time to get more team members in. So pretty good leverage.
Interesting. Got it. So do you have a call with all of your team, like once a week or every day or something like that?
So till till recently, we used to have a call every day. This week we had calls. I think the last call we had on Wednesday, and we didn't need any call on Thursday and Friday. So now I feel that we are getting into less frequent cadence. So we'll have one sync up on Monday, but I think from per week, we are moving to a lesser frequency now. And the ideal thing for me would be just have one sync up a week. So that is the North Star for the next few months.
Got it. Yeah, totally async remote kind of setup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So many companies say that they are remote, but I think it's very different when you say remote first and when you actually do a sync work. If you are if everyone has to do the work in like a set time interval, then maybe it's not remote first after all.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The best async remote hack, we actually don't follow that too, because we are just two people. So whenever we have to discuss something, we'll just call each other and get it done. But like, the best remote hack has read or feel is creating Loom videos. Like, for example, you want to discuss something, you want to share something, just create a Loom video and share it with them. That's it. I have I actually love that software, because, like, for example, if there is any customer support request comes in, and they say that, hey, I'm trying to do this but I'm not able to configure it this way, then I can just create a Loom video, like a quick 30-second 1 minute Loom video, where I can just explain, oh, you should do this, you should do that, doing a screen share. And it just instantly, it creates an impression that, oh, it gets solved like very easily. Like, you don't have to think and write like a big steps. You just create a Loom video, share it, and that's it. It's a relief. So yeah, I mean, Loom videos, I think it's a great way to have that async remote kind of situation, making it work.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. We have not done a lot of Loom videos till now, but I'm definitely taking this as a takeaway and we'll start doing that from next week. The one thing that I absolutely love about Loom's free plan is that it puts a 5 minute limit.
Okay.
And that sort of forces you to tell all of the important things. Like, of course, you can ramble, you can go on and on, you can talk for 15 minutes, but I don't think most of the times we have anything. The core of the thing, the core is just like, a few minutes long. So I love that it has a very decent free time limit in place.
Y- Yeah, and also like if someone is sending like more than greater than like 5 minute video, then I think it should not be a video. Then it should be a call, I guess.
The call.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to listen like 5 minute video, someone saying
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, recording
Yeah.
content doesn't work, right? That's why the completion rate of books is low. Content hai, but nobody watches recorded content.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like that is like watching a YouTube tutorial or YouTube explanation of something. But like short 30 second, 1 minute. Like for example, stand up updates. I always feel why do you have to like? It's like a you have to sit in a queue and then one by one everyone starts giving updates and stuff. Like instead of that, just write a quick note or make a Loom video of screen share what exactly you're doing and that's it. It's all set. But I would say like it's like a very a way of looking at things. Maybe when you actually have a team, things be will be little bit different. Like there will be other variables into play, so it might like even though Loom video sounds perfect, it might not be possible to do so. So I'm not at that stage. I would say is where I would come where I can say that this is like the best thing possible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let me try this out. I'll report back on this. How does this in a team setting? But overall, I feel it also is related to the tasks an individual is doing. So if they have a lot of context, then they can run with it independently and they can do. I think the stand-up grades are mostly for PMs, right? For Scrum Masters who want to keep a tab on where does a particular thing stand, and if they want to suggest or help out if there are any blockers. But at the same time, the more I think about it, the more just I'm thinking out loud here. I don't see why everyone has to do the stand-up updates at the same time. Like you said, everyone comes in a circle and they do that. I think one thing I can find a pro is that it's a ritual, so it's a sure way, or the team's coming together, so it's a good chance to interact. But you know, if everyone gives it at their own time, you don't have that sort of a camaraderie, or maybe you can't go deep into what someone is doing. So, for example, if that person is giving an update right now, you can ask further questions and probe deeper a bit. But if it's async, you'll most likely you just be like, yeah, I've seen this. Okay, skip it. Again, it's like recorded video, right? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how will that work in action. Need to test it out.
Yeah, totally. Like there will be no back and forth. It's like someone is giving just their updates and that's it. Totally. If there is something they need to ask, in that case, yeah, I guess if there is some back and forth, then text thread might be fine. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all that is solved by the stand up part. But yeah, I mean, I have one question though. I saw one tweet recently, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. So there was this one tweet where a person says something like, while starting out your career, you should optimize your learning and not your salary.
Mhm.
And what do you think? Like, what is your opinion on this?
I think I agree 100% along with a nuance that you have your expenses sorted out. So it's not like you're running for things and you're not able to make ends meet. Then at that point, of course, the salary part, the money part matters a lot more. But once you feel that an increment in the salary is not going to increase your quality of life significantly, it's again like playing a long term game. Your learnings early on will help a lot in the later stages of your career. And that is exactly the path that we are on, right? We
Yeah.
sort of believe in that. Otherwise, salaries were good only. So,
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
yeah. I think after certain point of time, it totally makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, when you're starting out, like for example, now when you're starting out, like you do not have enough savings. I'm very conflicted with like what exactly to go with. So that's why I'm a little bit confused. Like for example, after savings, when you have luxury of time, everything is good. Like luxury of time and money. Like for example,
right.
you have savings, enough savings, like 6 months down, 6 months savings, 7 months savings, and then you have options. But now, for example, you do not have savings. Like
I was going to come to the same part, optionality. So, like, if I was starting out, and like, since you're mentioning explicitly just starting out,
yeah,
I would want to get the optionality, and a good starting point for that is you get a good salary at the start. So you have savings, you have a safety net to fall back on. It's not that you're living month to month. It's not that um, something, let's say at your workplace, something goes bad, either between you and your manager, something goes bad, or the startup or the company shuts down. Whatever happens, you if you don't have that cushion, you will sort of panic very quickly, and then you'll not be in a good state of mind to make that decision, whatever decision that you make at that particular moment. It's also, I think, I read somewhere on a similar line of thought, which is, let's say you're investing your money in stocks, or somewhere, right? A very important part here is to keep a certain portion of it in liquid state, which is you have cash available at all points. If not, what you'll end up doing is, whenever you have an emergency, you're sort of losing out on a bunch of things, because your all eggs are tied up. Basically, you don't have that optionality to either uh, sell or hold at the market point, which might be fluctuating, and it will give you some panic attacks. At the same time, if there's a good opportunity, let's say you find something really awesome, if you don't have the money, you can't really capitalize on that. So it's the same thing with the early career aspect as well. If, let's say, your savings are not, you don't have the savings while a cushion in place, then let's say you come across a really, really awesome opportunity, but it is paying less, then you can't really switch to that because you don't have that cushion in place. So I feel having that cushion would be my first priority in life. Again, like everything, everyone's can be personal, but for me, it would be get that cushion first, and increase your optionality funnel for all your later years. I think that is how I think about it. What are your thoughts?
yeah, same. The tweet, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is something I don't like when people glorifies learning part so that they can get away with paying less. And actually, to be honest, I mean, at that point, your mind is not clear, so you will go with whatever you have. But now, when I think like it's best to have that financial security, that will make you less desperate. Like for example, if things are not going right, you can say no. Otherwise, you do not have an option to say no. So this is like for the pros part, and for the con, like for example, if you want to think like when I say that you want to optimize for learnings, so if you're just optimizing for learning, I don't think it makes sense. For if it is giving higher returns, then it's worth the risk. Like for example, if you're taking like 10x risks, it should pay 10x returns at least. If it is not paying 10x returns, then it's not at all worth it to risk it, like in terms of learning, in terms of, it's like a very practical thing. For example, if you're starting up, then you're taking up that risk, because if it works out, you'll get the 10x return. But if you're joining it as an employee at a very low salary, you just imagine, even if the startup 10x, you are not going to 10x. So in that sense, I would say this, like, so when I see few years back, I used to think, oh, like I should prioritize companies things and stuff, but you should prioritize yourself. Like I should prioritize me. I should prioritize my earnings. I should get the financial security first. Like, and then when we have that option, then go learn whatever you want to learn, go spend whatever you want to spend. um, I think that's how I feel like first optimize for earnings and then optimize for learnings part.
Yeah. Just that thing, being mindful of it helps that once you start earning, of course, that is a valid path as well, but don't change your goalposts too often. Like if you want to maybe select something that, this is the number, then after that, you want to optimize on your learnings. But when you actually reach there and then you increase that number, I think then you are in a endless loop. It's like the Nyanvik affair.
Yeah.
So you're stuck.
I actually, so there is some number. I think the number might be different in everybody's life, where they are staying and what their expenses are, but there is some number in everyone's life. If they cross it, then money and happiness doesn't correlate. Like for example, if they are below that, the money and happiness correlates. Like for example, money makes you happy because you have things to spend on and you are relaxed and all those things. But after a certain point, like for example, if you have money to spend on, then money and happiness doesn't correlate, because like things are sorted, but the things that makes you happy are different. Like it's like one very important variable. In that case, I guess you will strive for more, like a different thing. Like you will strive for doing things that makes you happy. I think in that case, in your case, you were getting paid, like you were financially secure, but then you choose after that luxury, or after that point you choose to do something which makes you happy. Like it's like you optimized for your financial first, and then you optimized for your happiness first, as something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Once you're sort of sorted on one level, then you have a good platform to explore the next one. Otherwise, so I see it as a ladder. So once you have a good step, good foothold on your previous steps, then only you should reach for the next one. If you don't do it, there will be like a small disturbance and you just fall on your head.
Yeah.
So having a stable platform is super important.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. mm, yeah, so one question I had was like, what is your relationship with money? So I mean, do you have goal in mind that you want to earn this much? Are you like into savings a lot, or like what exactly do you think when you think about money?
We so I've did some calculations and I think it's out in some blog post. I think some years later. I calculated it as like I'm optimizing for a passive income of $1,000 a month. That is my current goal in mind. It can change with time, but I feel that at least for the next few years, this is something that works out well. And again, like you said, after a point, money does not correlate with happiness or loss. So I feel this is my number above which, of course, if you have good money, you can spend more money. There are no shortages of ways to spend money. But I feel this is like a good enough number which supports the lifestyle that I want. And yeah, all the rest of the things, yeah, well, whatever I do, be it on the hiring side or the community side, all of them are like sort of aimed towards reaching that passive income. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Sounds interesting. For me, yeah, I never thought of it like a passive income. It should be like I should have like some fixed set number of passive income.
You're not truly free to do anything you want. Of course, you can choose to do the same things that you're doing now, but whatever we are doing now, at least there is some aspect of financials there, right? That, hey, these are the actions that will give the most ROI, and these are the actions that will generate revenue. So you have those things in place, right? Versus if you have the passive income wala thing set up, then in the truest sense, you are just choosing all the problems that you want to work on. I'm pretty sure that I will be working on some problem. I'm pretty sure you will also, I don't think we can just sit idle for a long period of time. I've tried that as well 2 years back,
Yeah.
but I got bored pretty quick. So I'm pretty sure that I'll be working on something, but it could be art, right? So basically, whenever this is something that I realized when I was I was learning music production a few years back, and I did some writing courses as well. So as soon as I thought of making money from those things, it started becoming boring to me. I lost interest pretty quickly in them. And so, yeah, the current aim is to reach at a place wherein if I want to explore some artistic hobbies, I think I have like zero motivation or zero inclination of making any money from it. So I can truly enjoy it just for the sake of it and not anything else.
Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, totally makes sense. For me, I would say I personally do not have an exact number, definitely, but I just want to have that option. Like you're financially secure, but for example, if you want to do something, you have an option to do it. Like you don't have that restriction, you don't have that thing holding back that hey, it's costing me this much, then I shouldn't do it, or I should wait for this and all those things. So actually doing it is a different thing, but having an option to do it is a different thing. So yeah, I personally feel like in other than like financial security part, that having an option to do that thing is something which I feel I want. Like that's what I feel when I think about. I mean, I know that because I feel so. For example, I come from a middle class background, so whatever requirements I have, it's not like I'm going to spend on very super luxurious things and something like that. So it's just like, for example, even if you want to do something, even if you want to do like a stupid thing, even if you want to spend on some stupid thing, you should have an option to do it. It's like that's what I would like. And with respect to work part, I feel that's how we are like programmed and stuff. Like we like to do things, like everybody likes to do something, and so it's just that, like for example, even if something happens, even if we sell our apps right now, I know that there is no point in selling and stuff because the next day we'll work on something else. Or next
Lots
week.
hard with new plans.
So there is no point in running because currently work is play, and
Mhm.
what's the point in, I mean, if we are enjoying the process, then what's the point of like running for extra money? Like because it's not going to make like exactly like a difference, because the difference has already happened. The stress is already gone. Like there is when you now think of something, you do not, in most of the cases, you do not think that hey, this is stopping me from doing this or something like that, right? So yeah, you mentioned right now levels and stuff. I feel like in that levels we're slowly moving up, and I personally like it that the optimization function, it's not like now maximizing the money, it's like maximizing what you like to do and maximize the happiness part, because the money part will increase slowly and gradually. So yeah, personally I feel that that has happened with me in last 1 2 years, and I like that part. I love that part actually.
This is pretty cool. So, like this podcast, it like almost feels like a therapy to me.
There's
Because like information bias chamber visits, whatever I'm thinking, you are what's in a similar direction. Whatever you are thinking, I can. It's just like we are doing something right.
yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
cool.
it really for example, when you like, it's like when you're discussing with someone and they had the same thing, then you realize, oh, like you're not the only one who's thinking it along.
Yep. Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
direction. Yep, totally makes sense.
Super cool.
So Yeah, I wanted to do this segment when we started like episode 1.
I don't understand. I would I wanted to do this segment.
I'll cut this. So I wanted to do this segment when we started this podcast. So it's like a section where we just say one thing which we like in the last week. It can be an episode of some TV series, it can be an app, it can be a podcast, it can be a book, it can be a paragraph of book. It can be anything. It can be anything you like in last 1 week. So yeah,
Okay.
go.
So
What's it?
yeah, I'll go with a newsletter. It's called "We Are Not Really Strangers," and I think that is the most unique newsletter I've ever subscribed to. And it's pretty hard to explain it. Okay, let me try to explain it. It's like the newsletter will literally have 10 to 15 words. That is it. It will just have like one sentence. And it's very different from any newsletter you might have seen before. And that is like a unique hook that gets me to open it every time it hits my inbox. And it will have like some feel good thing to say. So yeah, it's called We Are Not Really Strangers.
No.
Highly recommend subscribing it.
So what's in it? Like it's like they don't have like they just have like few words. They don't have like whole email content or big newsletter or stuff. It's like 20 words, 30 words kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And what's the
Yeah,
topic?
2030 is also a bit, it's very small, 10, 15 words. And it's mostly like just like a nice thing. They say something nice. And I don't know how to explain it. Just subscribe to it. I'm just like telling you, just subscribe to it. You'll find out what I'm talking about. It's pretty nice.
Okay, so it's like a secret, like the topic part. I just subscribed to it. Like they said that they'll send me some confirmation link. Okay, yeah, I'll figure this out. But
Yeah.
interesting. It's like so when does it get like when do you get that like like it's like every Monday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, something like
No, it's like random, twice,
that.
thrice a
Oh,
week. I've also recently subscribed to it, so I don't know the actual frequency, but yeah, I've been recommending this newsletter to a lot of folks. It's like feel good newsletter. There's no product that they're selling. There's nothing. It's just like you'll feel nice after reading it.
interesting. The
It feels like a friend checking in. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay, yeah, I think I feel that will be good for good dopamine hits. So I'll definitely
Yeah.
check it.
Yeah. What about you? What is your recommendation for the week?
So recently, I think I've spoken about this earlier too, but recently, final season of Attack on Titan got has started, and it's like on third, fourth episode, and that is one. So I read the manga, and it's the anime which is catching up to the story now, and this anime and this whole story, I mean, it it is so good. Like love the whole story and whole thing so much, and I think it's so deep. I wish like more people watch it so that they will realize that oh, this is like such a masterpiece kind of thing, because it's like, for example, when I say like there are just some giant monsters eating humans, that kind of takes away what that series is, and it is so much more. It's on. I mean, when you watch that, you will get like a totally different perspective. Like when I watched that series, I feel I got a totally different perspective of how things are like. Say, like for example, how wars are like how, for example, you cannot say that that person is enemy in war. Like something, I'll just give you like a brief gist. So this series, what it does, it will tell you a story from hero point of view. Like there is a hero in it, so they will tell you a story from hero's point of view from the start, and they will show you all the bad things happen to him, all the things that are worse which is happening to him, and you will start sympathizing with him. You'll start feeling, oh, this is so wrong, what is happening with them, everything that they, I mean, everything that is happening to them is wrong, something like that. And then in a second, author switches the narrative in such a way that they show that hero side is actually wrong and the whole world is against them. It's like, for example, assume like you were born in Nazi Germany, you were born in 1945, like you didn't travel, you didn't know anything outside the world, and you were just born into that world, and you were fighting for the Nazi Germany part. You will think that you are doing right, you'll think that you are doing everything in your, like, to save your family, to save whatever you think is right, but the whole world is against you, whole world wants to beat you. Then who is right? Then who do you think is right? Like, there is also a nice relation between, like, and it has like amazing foreshadowing. So like, for example, whatever happens in the future, the author has foreshadowed it in like old episodes somehow, and it's amazing. Like, the depth that manga has, it's totally mind-blowing. When someone says that they are like evil, like, you cannot say, oh, it's like they are evil. There must be some kind of thought process or brainwashing they have been through. I read a comment which totally summarizes it. The author brainwashes you in a way that makes you think that whole world is your enemy, and you get brainwashed. And that's the most beautiful and amazing part of it. Like, the author brainwashes you to think that, so the whole then motivation of the hero is to destroy the whole world, and author brainwashes you to think that this is right. And that's like so beautiful, and that's like so scary that you can get brainwashed at any point of time. Like, even if you think like you are so, I would say, like, for example, if you think like we are literate, we have studied this much, we have studied that much, but you can still get brainwashed. Like, you can still get convinced into believing that this idea is true, but as a whole, it might not be true. I'm not sure I'm doing the best job in explaining the whole.
No, I am sold. Pretty sold actually. I'll talk about it in a second. Quick question: when does the narrative switch happen in terms of episode number?
Okay, episode number. It happens after
Like for
third
the
season.
episode,
It happens after third season.
third season. Oh my god,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. Okay, that's like pretty far away. So I actually had started Attack on Titan 3 years back, and I've watched the first couple of episodes, but it felt very gory, and it there was a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of dark stuff involved, and I sort of left it and never picked it up again.
Yeah, it's dark, it's dark, but its story is so beautiful that it's like, for example, you have to let it grow for some time, and then it will like, then once you see back like what exactly has happened, and you will think, oh, this is like amazing, this is mind-blowing. So author has, like, I think, a lot of thinking and effort. He has put the foundation for like first two seasons, and after that, from third season, is totally different. It's like, and I'll tell you, like, once you watch it, right, like, the when you watch 3 season and when you watch 4 season, you will, in every episode, you will think like, what an irony. Like, it's like what they did. It's like, for example, when you see, right, like, something wrong is happening with me, and then after some time you do the same wrong thing with them. So, so it's like, for example, the moral, you will have so many moral dilemmas whole time. After some time, like, it's so good. Like, it will question your I mean, if you're watching that intensely and seriously, obviously, like I was watching that very seriously, and so the
Correct.
moral dilemma and moral, it will question that morality, and I love that. It's not like black and white; it's totally gray. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. So what next? What will you choose?
Okay.
So
This feels like pretty good writing. So I'm definitely pulling it up on my watch list. I'll give it a try again.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
I would say watch the whole thing because it grows. You'll feel that it's starting, it's slow, but it's like a base. So once few things happen, everything will start clicking in. And as a story, whole story, it's beautiful. So I mean, it's very deep. So yeah, I mean, I want more people to watch it to just to see like what a beautiful world and story that it has created. Because I to be honest, watched it last year, and I had the same thought. Why would I watch it? It's just an anime where like big giants eat humans and something like that. But then when I watched it, I was like, no, 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 it's lot more than that. So yeah, I mean, definitely, if you watched it, let me know how it goes for
yeah,
you.
yeah. You seem pretty through about it, so I'm definitely going to discuss it with you.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
definitely. Yeah, there is one like one friend of mine who is into it as me. So he's like so we share the same things. Like for example, whenever something interesting happens in the episode, or he has read the manga, so he knows like what exactly is going to happen. So then he shares like lot of foreshadowing with me that, oh, author has foreshadowed this, like this thing which is in chapter 100, he has foreshadowed it in like chapter 5, 6, 7. So it's like very cool, like I love it. Yeah, I think, yeah, I have I think I've given it so do you want to call this an episode?
I'm pretty sold. Yes, so I think yeah, this is a good CTA, folks. If you have watched Attack on Titan, for your review and this tag us handle is going slow pod. And yeah, I am pretty convinced, but never hurts to see more reviews coming in. Yeah, that's all about today's episode. See you next time. Until then, stay curious and don't forget to have fun.